Well, I do fashion and costume design at Columbia. When I started Columbia, I was only doing fashion, and then I switched it to costume because I realized I wanted to have more options. Because I also do like freelancing illustration and like writing, so I want to do everything. But I feel like I don't see myself in the fashion industry. The more I research about fashion, it kind of like disgusts me because it's kind of like a messed up industry. I don't know. I feel like I'm not gonna be in an industry that's not helping the earth because it's just like really dumb. And then when it comes to like costume, I want to do like more like film. I'm interested in theater, but maybe more like dance or like ballet.
My major is film, and my minor is photography. And so for film, I don't really have like a certain concentration. I just basically have like dabbled a little bit into everything, like, trying to learn like what each like role in like the film field does and stuff. And also it's just because I feel like I always like am so curious about like everything, whereas like photography I feel like I'm more familiar with because I feel like as a child I always like loved photography, so I feel like more independent. So I really enjoy like health a lot other than like film and like photography. I really enjoy like nutrition a lot. And like I just like learning about like nutrition and like different foods and stuff. I also enjoy like doing like art, like fine arts inside, and like drawing and like painting. And then also like enjoy like nature and like walking through it. It makes me feel like so like free, and I'm just like like I don't know, it's just like so beautiful. Like I noticed that whenever like I wear like a makeup, they always tell me that I look like Lizzie Today more. Like one of my coworkers, like when I was like in the gym, like dressing casual, cause like I normally wear like leggings when I'm working there. She told me that like she said she thought I was like Lizzie because I was dressed like that. I don't understand when people say that. Oh, she's a quiet one, or almost a going one. But I think we're both that, but we show it differently in our own way. It has to do a lot with our environment. If I'm in an environment I feel comfortable in, I'll like be more like outgoing. But if I'm now be more like quiet and observant. And oh yeah, so like when people like see us close together, it's kind of like a shook moment because people like don't expect us to be like, some people sometimes like when I meet them I don't tell them I have a twin, I just say my sister. And so like when they see us next to each other, they're like mind blown. But then I think it doesn't help like when people ask like questions that are very specific to like a certain characteristic and stuff. Like for example, like, oh, who's like the most like artsy one? Because like that's like something that I know, like if someone were to ask me and Lizzie both, like, oh, we have to be like better in art with each other. So we went to like a yoga event. By us going in that event, it kind of like created like a better bond with us in our relationship. Yoga, but you like hold you hold the other person up. So basically I remember like I was like the base and Lizzie was like the flyer, and so I remember I had to like lift Lizzie with my arms and both my legs. And I remember at first it was like really hard for us to like work together. It was like a team effort and we had to like listen to each other. Trust is like, it's important like in our relationship.
I think that she understands because I feel like she feels like what I feel sometimes. Like I was saying, we broke up. I like came home and I was just like crying, and then she like started crying because she saw me crying. I think she like felt the pain. I won't have to explain that to Laura because she understands. There have been times where like I'm like there for Laura, but she also has to like be able to pick herself up. Because everybody could help you, but like if you're not able to do it yourself, then you're not going to be able to bring yourself up from this. I knew like Laura was there for me and everything, but it was like up to me and like my personal journey to kind of like bring myself like be like my own rock.
And I think that's like a very like important bond that we have because we both like yoga and we want to be like yoga instructors in the future. I think it like helps us like mentally together and to also like work on our like spiritual side both together at the same time. Lizzie went to get like her chakra done, and like then after that I went to get mine done, and then we would talk about like our experiences together and like how like what was our focus and like what was her focus, and then like how we each felt and stuff. I want to say take care of Lizzie, but like be aware of like how other people's like actions can affect like her emotions. 'Cause, like, you know, how she's feeling this way and stuff like that, not because like anything personal and stuff. So I think it's like good to like know that, because it like brings awareness.
Carmen is my mom's friend. She works with her, and we known her since we're like little, like me like in 8th grade when I was like younger. But she's seen us like grow up as we were older, and she knew like we were always like artists and creating art. And I showed her like some of my art when I was younger. But now that when we were older, she was looking for someone to collaborate with and host events with, and me and Laura were interested. And we had like discussions about what events we were holding, like then we came up with the goddess gathering. Well, she actually makes events that are called goddess gathering, so it was just kind of funny how ours was like goddess theme, but like our original plan was to combine like the Latino and like Black culture together. Black, so we're kind of already doing that. We want people to be like welcome in the environment, so we decided to like have like each painting would be like a different goddess, like her own goddess. But like one of my pieces was like a girl and she was like in nature, and so that'd be like a goddess in nature. Could like relate to that being like as her goddess, like her everyday goddess, because it was like challenging like audience to be like, who's your everyday goddess, or like what is an everyday goddess? Is it like a woman or like a man or like your kids? And yeah, so we had the event for 2 days. The first day and the second day were both art galleries, and the second day was an art gallery and a discussion about who is your goddess. And then we plan to do like more future events. I remember when I was talking, this guy that was my mom's friend, he came up to me, he's saying that he really liked this piece and he like resonated with it a lot. He was telling me how like the colors remind him a lot of Mexican culture, like the bright colors. Like we have are more interested in like certain like focuses more than like the other person. I wouldn't mind like collaborating, like still being part of that, but like it's not like something that I'm always like focusing on. Photography, for example, is like something that like I spend more time and like I really enjoy more of it. If I was working with someone that wasn't like Laura and they didn't know me personally, and I tried to like come up with an idea and they didn't like it, but they didn't know why I wanted to come up with an idea behind my story, then hard to like kind of bring my idea or like compromise with them because they don't know why I'm trying to do or like express this idea, because I know like Laura will understand. Or like even like when we're creating, sometimes we try to get each other feedback. Laura could give me good feedback, so I'll like ask her about her piece I'm making, and then she could give me feedback, and I'll do the same for her. If we're like working on a project together, like the other person will be more useful or have the most resources because they know more about it, even though the other person can like is still able to do it, like, but one of us will always have more knowledge.